Welcome to all sins and commandments alike. This is Griever, your guys' host as always, bringing you guys Dragon's Judgment, episode 12, also known as Nanatsu no Taizai, also known as 7 Deadly Sins, also known as the final season. Let's just get all the damn titles out of the way and let's get to this episode because I wanted to fold my arms and just sit back and go, no, I don't like this episode. No, the animation, not that good. This final fight, no. I want it to be that. I want it to be that spoiled little child on Christmas who was wondering where his other gifts were. That's what I wanted to be. But unfortunately, they pulled on nostalgia. Ironically, because really this series is not that old. Like when you consider it, it's not like it's true nostalgia. But they pulled on it with perfect time in the background, and then of course the 7 Deadly Sins theme in the endings. Like seriously, this episode was not that well animated. I mean, it was decent. It wasn't great. It was average at best and bad in other spots. But then they pulled out perfect time, and I was just like, all right, okay, I'm here for this. Not only did they pull out Zeldris, and by the way, why was that goddamn mask, the grieving mask or whatever, like, it's got nothing to do with me, but the grieving mask, why was that goddamn Majora's Mask reject? Why was he so well animated? Seriously, why was that thing so well animated throughout the entirety of the episode when we had to deal with the character models looking like they were Play-Doh? I don't understand where they're getting off on doing this shit. But either way, there were some key points in this episode that you had to love. For one thing, the Demon King, like, spoilers ahead for episode 12, but the Demon King has been finally kicked out of Meliodas' body. Happy ending, yes. Trillion Dark attack, boom. Looked unimpressive as hell. Unfortunately, Trillion Dark was supposed to be amazing. But it was not. It didn't showcase itself to be all that crappy. Like, for amateur animation, it's not bad, but for a sponsored, for an official release, this looked like shit. This looked like somebody drew this on paint and then sped it up with Macromedia using Flash Player or something like that. Like, this looked like impressive Newgrounds content. For those of you who don't know, Newgrounds was a thing with Flash animation before YouTube and Wikipedia didn't exist yet. The internet was alive before that. Believe me, trust me, I'm that old. But there was this thing called Newgrounds. And on Newgrounds, a lot of people made Flash animation cartoons. And something like this would look impressive as hell back then. Back in like 1999, 2000. But now, not so much. So, either way, very, like, as I said, a lot of the points, I could argue a lot of the points, but last review was so, like, not hate, but it was disappointed, resentful, hateful. There wasn't really a whole lot of positivity in the last episode review. So this episode review, even though we all know the shortcomings, the same shortcomings that have applied this entire season from previous reviews, still apply here. So without rehashing old content, let's talk about what was good. Because goddamn, bringing back that old soundtrack was just like, I've been waiting for this. Where has been perfect time? That's how you get a goddamn community back in the game. Gundam Seed, Inuyasha, two of the greatest soundtracks of anime of all time. Period. No arguments necessary. Even when they had some piss poor, like I remember, I don't know what the season was, but sometime in Inuyasha, the animation was not that great and stuff. But still, the voice acting and the sound saved it because it was still good. The story wasn't that great. The animation wasn't that great for, a handful of episodes, a dozen or so episodes. But, I mean, we're talking a 167 episode series. But in that little middle stuff, they still kept up the fire for the soundtrack. They kept the original soundtrack. They kept the original the voice acting and all that stuff, and they utilized it perfectively to make us just playsate us, to make us just go, okay, we're getting there, right? And here, this episode, as I said, not only do we get Zeldris return full form. The Prince of Darkness himself, Zeldris, is here. He's ready to go. He's ready to fight. And he's got his own little monologues, which are really good. Ludo has his own little monologues and stuff. The Seven Deadly Sins, I loved. Perfect Time starts up. Escanor says, "You are my one and only true friend. You saved me from hell. Let's goddamn do this. Come back to us, Captain." Hell yeah. And Merlin, like, don't forget, you can't make sisters cry. Yeah. And we're not going to talk about the other thing because that's spoilers ahead. But then we have Gother talking about his story. I never had a heart. I didn't even know I had a heart. But then you formed the Seven Deadly Sins. Without the Seven Deadly Sins, I never would have known about my heart and rediscovering who I am. So thank you for doing that. You're welcome. Deanne and King, like, yeah, kick his ass. Come back to, I need to apologize to you. Meliodas, Dragons to the Wrath. You're the strongest. Elizabeth, I love you. And bam, 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 bam. Perfect Time playing in the background. I mean, once again, the animation, not that great, but the voice acting and the sound, once again, this is what I'm talking about. Why couldn't they do this more often? Why am I only hearing Perfect Time for the first time in 12 episodes? Why? Why the hell? Like, seriously, I can think of about 3 different scenes easily off the top of my head in the last 11 episodes that Perfect Time might have been utilized. That it might have made a okay animated scene into a, we don't really care because, yeah, this is pretty, yeah, let's go, Perfect Time. Yeah, like, seriously, somebody explain to me how they knew how to, like, do we have a different director every episode? Do we have a different executive that is making all these core decisions on sound, voice acting, momentum, scene changes? Do we have like a different guy doing every episode? Seriously? Or a different woman? Whatever. Do we have a different person? I gotta wonder. I really do. Because this episode went full balls on 100%. We're going to kill them with the soundtrack. And it worked. The episode wasn't that great. The story was uplifting and happy and stuff, and I'm glad that the pacing's over. Meliodas is back in his original body and stuff. We have the original Seven Deadly Sins track playing in the background. At the end of the episode, as I said, we have Perfect Time playing before Trillion Dark and all that stuff. Midway through the episode, Zeldris coming back, being all, "I'm Zeldris, I will do this, I will do that." And I mean, fan favorite Zeldris, Bond still beating the shit out of the Demon King. Like, there was nothing actually wrong with the episode other than the bad animation, the bad stills. But they made up for it, so I felt like I was enjoying it. You know? Like, I was sitting back going, yeah, like I was actually enjoying an episode of Seven Deadly Sins again. Even though the characters don't look that great. Animation, not that great. But with the proper, like, I feel so bad for the voice actors. I feel so bad for them because they are trying their hardest to win us back with this season. And it's very difficult when they all look like Play-Doh. But, with the good soundtrack coming back this episode, it was great for the episode. I'm questioning why they didn't think this was a good idea 12 episodes ago. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't understand. Not that you can't over-abuse something, I understand. But I can think Perfect Time hasn't been heard in 12 episodes. Perfect Time could have been used at least twice without any repercussions taken away from this scene. Easily, it could have been used. It was blatantly abused in season 1. Nobody cared because it's a goddamn great song. So I don't know what they're thinking. Like, once again, this is all about positivity, but we have to understand the negative impacts of this positivity. This episode was only good and only saved by the pacing, the soundtrack, the fact that the battle's finally goddamn over. And so voice acting, soundtrack, pacing, and the battle's over. That's what saved this episode. Not the animation, not the quality. So we have to question why, like, what saved this episode and what could have saved previous episodes from this. Like, if we're going to have terrible animation, if we're going to have Newgrounds 2002 level animation, right? If that's what we're stuck with amateur level animation for an official paid for anime, then You have to step up the game somewhere else. I keep saying this. This episode did that, but all it's making me do is feel a little bitter towards the episodes that could have done the same thing in the same vein. I don't know. Either way, I don't want to make this one like a 25-minute rant video, so I'm going to end it here, guys. Once again, I thought the episode was okay. Overall, it was average at best, but once again, the thing that stepped it up was for every poor animation scene to bring it down, we had the great, as I said, the sound. The sound saved this episode for me. I was really enjoying the voice acting and sound. I don't know what you guys think. Maybe you guys don't like the original soundtrack of Seven Deadly Sins, but I've been waiting to hear it for 12 goddamn weeks. So I'm glad to hear it finally. So like, comment, subscribe as always. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit the comment button, hit the subscribe button, hit the whatever button there. I'm sure there's a few more buttons added to YouTube lately. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you back here next time for episode 13. Don't forget to drink responsibly as always. Hopefully, we have a few more episodes like this that even when the quality ain't the best, they can save it with the sound. Hoping for that too. See you guys next time. Peace out.